Hi everyone, it's Ryan and welcome to our Tech Tutorial Wednesday. Today I'm going to be talking about PDPs, they can either be professional development plans. I actually have a good friend who recently said it's actually a personal development plan, and I love that. Thank you, Scott Hitchcock, for kind of calling that out. It was pretty brilliant. But I'm going to be going over what we do at Energy Hill, and actually we're going to make this a download at the end so you can kind of use it as you see fit for your organization. It's also very customizable, so you can download it as an Excel spreadsheet or what have you. If you want a Google Sheet link as well, that's fine. But pretty much use it as you see fit to best help grow your team. And I want to make an emphasis on that. I think the whole term performance reviews, it's a term that really, it's kind of dated, and I'm not a fan of it. It seems like, oh, you were bad, we're going to do a performance review, an evaluation, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So instead, I like to put a positive spin on it and really make it a fun and exciting growth plan where it's a professional or personal development plan. So that's what we're going to go over today, and I'm excited. If you did miss Friday, what we talked about was relational theory and really leadership models that you could fall into. And this is a little bit more from, I'd say, decades ago, not necessarily very current and ongoing, although transformational is something that is still relevant today. But I do want to kind of just emphasize, this is what we went over last week. This week, I do want to talk about goals in specific and how you really set goals and make sure that your team is, tracking well, I guess you could say. I'm not a huge fan of this, but it does make sense, and this is from Indeed, but honestly, it's been around for decades, and that is SMART goals. I think it's actually wise, whether it's goals that are specific, measurable, and I'm not going to go through them all, but you probably heard about it. If not, definitely recommend when you're working with whether it's your department heads or leads or your individual employees or task managers or what have you, making SMART goals makes sense for individuals. However, I like SMART goals better for marketing and advertising, but I understand why they're also done for individuals as well as far as a growth plan. So make sure that makes sense, because it can really help your team when they're struggling with certain things. If maybe it's not time-based or it's not really attainable if you're setting goals too high. I know Kimberly's one to always call me out, and internally in our organization, I'll say, yeah, this is your goal, and Kimberly's like, it's not attainable. So I love that, and that's the type of dynamic you should have in an organization where there's that respect, love, trust, where you kind of tell each other, hey, hold up, pump the brakes. So, okay, I do want to, before I go into this, I do highly recommend you make sure you're always emphasizing your cultural beliefs and norms and kind of what you're going for and striving for as an organization. We call it work-life balance, and that's what it is, but it really is all about what are the key elements that add to a positive work-life balance. It can range ours. Whoa, that was loud. We've got a level 4 hurricane coming our way, so I don't know if it's not coming our way, but Louisiana, I don't envy you guys right now. But what we value are adventure, my crew, and I'm going to go next page, and it's work, money, food, family and flex time, fame and winning. What are the things that your individuals value? This is an Energy Hill. This is what we say, hey, these are the most common things we've heard of in really my professional career over the last 20, 30 years of things that people care about. Well, these are the things that typically people have different, hey, I care about this more than this. And also I want to remember, always be flexible. At some point, someone might say, hey, I'm no longer caring about whatever foodie because I've got to just get food on the table for my kids, and it's just, I have kids now and it's crazy. So these will change, and they should change over time individually. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to quickly go over to what we do internally. And we have a couple tabs, and we're going to set this as a download for y'all, where you can kind of use it as you see fit. Now, here's what this is John Smith, and it pretty much just goes over some things that we're tracking with this individual. Again, individually based, and if you want to use SMART goals. But it goes through, I'm going to not read through them all, but you guys can see kind of how you could set it up on how you'd like to set goals with John. Now, in this case, John's an account executive, so there could be monetary tied to it. There could be his sales goals tied to it, his commission, which we have that in there as well as tab 1, so you can see those and use those as a template. But in this case, really it's, hey, where do you want to be long-term, short-term, and how can we help you? I love that element of, now, this is not the right time and era in our world to say, what conference do you want to go to? But when conferences start up again in 2021, I hope that they're here and that, you know, John and you can work with them and kind of say, hey, we're going to send you out to this and what have you. So that's one thing. The other thing is work-life balance. I put here that, hey, those things, those elements that we value, and again, make it custom to you guys, to your organization, your brand. What are the things, and track them. If you have a review in January and a review in June, and track them. Rank them in order. You know, in this case, let's see, Family Flex Time was number 1. It was the most important in January. And then it moved to 2 because really his crew was more important. You know, so things can shuffle slightly. I don't typically see Family Flex Time go from a 1 to a 7, not normal. But also, if your team member says that, why? There could be a reason. You know, there could be a really drastic reason or a very important reason that now he was at a 4 with Family Flex Time, now he's at a 1 because he has a newborn, or, you know, something happened in their life. So that's where what I love about this is it leads to good conversations, healthy conversations, where you can find out what's going on in their life. Again, that personal development plan. It's not just about professional. It's about, hey, how can we help you grow into your career? I'm a proponent of, and I know some leaders hate when I say this, but I want employees to grow, even in some cases, out of the organization as they have success and opportunities they can't pass down. That's healthy. That's a great environment where hey, I'm going to go on to X, Y, and Z because they offered me this, and I can't pass it up, this experience. So, okay, we are going to have that for download so you can dig into it more. Next week, potentially next week, it might be a couple weeks, we might pump the brakes a little bit. We're going to talk about kind of how leadership works cross-culturally. If you have questions on leadership, we love questions. Do we have any questions, Christian? No question. Okay, no question. If you have questions, please reach out to us via Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I don't care, LinkedIn. Shoot us questions if you want me to clarify or even dig in deeper. We are running right now a campaign for free audits. So if you're in an organization or part of a company or group that you want to run, hey, how's our digital presence doing? It's for free. You can either scan the card or reach out to us and we'll let you know what we're about. We're all about giving back value to you over the month of August and hopefully helping businesses tighten up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your week, guys.